If your current Instagram strategy consists just of posting reels and hoping that they bring in clients, if you're one of the thousands of coaches who's booking 0 to 5 calls per month on Instagram right now, or if you're one of the coaches who's charging $200 a month because you can't figure out how to differentiate yourself from everybody else and how to actually charge 2, 3, 4K upfront, then this video is for you. If you're a commodity, if you're selling to prospects who don't really care about your product and you feel like you're not making the impact you want to be making or making the money that you want to be making, then in this full course, I want to break down exactly how our clients are closing 6.5K coaching packages through the DMs. I want to break down how we are booking 3 to 6 calls every single day, with Instagram being the main traffic source. I want to break down how we are booking calls for just $7 of ad spend. And I want to break down how we scaled from 0 to 10K a month last year in just 120 days without having any previous business experience, with once again Instagram being our main acquisition channel. Okay. And I want to show you how you can do so too. All right, in this video, what we'll cover is we'll cover how to set up your Instagram profile. Then we'll cover how to set up your Instagram funnel from getting the traffic to using content to convert the traffic, and then using different conversion mechanisms to actually turn that traffic into calls that are ready to pay high numbers. We'll cover content insights. Here's a list of them, but we're going to be covering many more. And then we'll also cover traffic sources, so how to actually get people to find out about you, right, in the first place. Because most of y'all's problem is that you don't have enough leads. And that's what we're also going to solve in this full course. Okay, if you want access to this document with all the templates, all the scripts, all the assets, because I'm going to be giving a lot away in this video, then just DM me IG on Instagram and I'll send it over to you for free. And since this is the full A to Z course, we're going to start at the very beginning. Okay, before we talk about actual content and how we're going to get people to your profile, first we have to get two things in place. Okay, we have to set up our profile the right way, which I'm going to cover, and then we have to understand the entire strategy. Okay, because there's way more that goes into getting clients from Instagram than just posting a couple of reels or running an ad. Okay, there's a whole system that has to be dialed in, and that is what I want to break down for you in this video. So first of all, we're going to cover how to actually set up your Instagram profile. Okay, your Instagram profile structure will play a key role in how well you actually convert the traffic that comes in. All right, you cannot have a shitty Instagram profile if you want to get clients that aren't shitty. Okay, the reason why you're charging $200 a month is because you're bringing in clients that are shitty. Okay, and the first step towards fixing that is having a well-optimized Instagram profile. Okay, me personally, I'm actually going to be changing a thing or two about my Instagram profile, but this is pretty dang good. If you want to see how I actually change it to, optimize it even more, check out my Instagram. Literally, by the time this video drops, it's going to be updated. But these are the basics you want. All the principles still apply, and I'm still going to be adhering to all these principles after I change my one up. So, yeah, this video is not outdated if you see me with a different Instagram profile. So first of all, getting the basics out the way, obviously profile picture. I mean, if you have a graphic profile picture, I see a lot of coaches who just have the logo of their company. Nobody gives a shit. Whenever I see that sort of logo, I'm like, I'm never clicking on that profile. Like whenever I click on a profile that has a logo as a profile picture, I'm expecting something completely garbage, and then I click on it, and when I see actual content from a human being, I'm literally shocked. I'm like, okay, how the hell? Why aren't you using your face in your profile picture? You would get so much more traffic. People just connect with you so much more. Like, people do not connect with brands. People connect with people way more than they do with brands. And this is your first opportunity to do so. If you're not taking advantage of this, like, come on. Okay, so that's mistake one. Two is if you're completely invisible. Okay, like, what is this? Please tell me. All right, this is mistake two. And to mistake three, I'd even add if you're someone like a fitness coach for your everyday people, and you have a picture of you up on stage completely jacked, like 4% body fat, that is also not ideal, to be honest, because if you're speaking to everyday people don't want to look like that. They just want to lose some weight. So you got to make sure that you actually, you're on there, clean headshot. Maybe you're smiling. I'm not smiling here, but it's a clean headshot. You can clearly see me. I'm actually like nice and zoomed in. Okay, I'm not completely far away from the camera, and you can't even see me. You can see my face clearly, and you can actually start to see that this is a real, genuine person. Okay, that is literally the goal here. Okay, I never thought I'd have to explain profile picture, but there are so many people going completely wrong with it. Okay, two is bio. All right, this is literally my bio. I literally have what I do. Okay, so speaking directly to my market, building coaches, so that you know that it's for coaches, and then I literally like say what I do. Okay, so that you know what this is going to be about. I add in some authority, okay, which is 0 to 6 week base as 17, and then I add in a call to action, which is some free value. How we added 21K in 21 days. This is a link to my YouTube, as well as me having another link, which is to a landing page, which I'll also cover in the later portion of this video. But for now, all you need to know is that this is literally the bio, okay, and that is how I recommend that you structure it too. Okay, a one-liner, which is what you do, your authority statement, okay, so why people should even listen to you in the first place, because there's way too many people out there who haven't even done anything, and they're trying to teach people how to do something. If you don't have client results, if you don't have your own results, then I mean, good luck. It's going to be pretty difficult. I see a lot of, especially fitness coaches, like 15-year-old fitness coaches who've been in the gym for like a month. But if you're watching this, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. Okay. Two or three is CTA. Okay, some form of call to action. My one is to value. Your one could be to your DMs if you want. Okay, but I honestly prefer some form of value, some form of funnel. And that is also what I have. Okay, in your highlights, this is another common mistake that I see. Okay, it's just complete spam in the highlights. Why? It just doesn't make any sense. 99% of this doesn't need to be here. People don't care. Okay, um, the only goal of your bio is to increase authority. That's how I see it. Okay, so what I have is I have three, pages, three sort of slides, three different highlights with results from my clients, and then I'm redirecting to my YouTube because that's where you're going to find these massive masterclasses that you're watching now. Okay, which is going to give me a lot of authority, a lot of reciprocity bias because people are going to watch this, and yeah, YouTube is obviously clear by now. Okay, and I want people down to my YouTube so that I can actually differentiate myself from all these people that are just posting reels. All right, so as I said, authority, proof, and then a free value / where you want to redirect people. If you have a free community, you can have a highlight that says free community. Okay, make sure you don't have more than one. If you have like 10 different places you're redirecting people in this one highlight, then that is also going to just completely turn people off. They're going to be way overwhelmed. It's like having a link tree with 25 different links. Okay, I actually was prospecting today and I saw someone with like, there's like 40 links in his link tree. Absolutely crazy. I had no idea where to even begin. Okay, so one literal, like if you're doing it on your story highlights, just have one place that you want to redirect people. That's the main place you want to redirect people. Okay, for your links, what I personally have is I have my YouTube, which is, I mean, it's the same thing as here. Okay, I just want as many people to my YouTube as possible. And then I also have my landing page, which is a way to grab information. Okay, and that's what you want to have. Free value, I prefer YouTube. Okay, or you can have a community, that also works. But community also works as a way to grab information. Okay, so landing page, which is what I have, and a free community. I can show you my landing page right now, just so you guys can see it, how I recommend you actually build it out. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Mine is literally, look, market call out, you have your headline, then you have, I have my without statements, and then you have your call to action. Underneath, you have client results, and then you have one more call to action, okay? You really don't need a crazy website. A crazy website probably turns off people more than makes them want to actually opt in and give you their information. So I wouldn't really recommend, going crazy with the website and just having a bunch of useless stuff that doesn't matter. I like to keep my stuff really, really simple. Okay, and I'm going to go over more in-depth scripting of the landing page later on in this video too. For pinned posts, you want to have a freebie as the first pinned post. So if you look at mine, I actually haven't pinned this yet because, as I said, I'm making changes to my Instagram profile. Literally, as soon as I finish recording this video, I'm re-optimizing it. But basically what we have is we have this, which is giving away all the information, DME protocol for instant access. It's a freebie that I'm giving away. That's super, super valuable. Okay, so that's one. And then 2 and 3 is what I like to do. What I like to do is I like to do lifestyle plus personal. Okay, so this is one, I guess, personal. I'm going to be adding a second, and I'm going to be pinning this too. Okay, that is the plan because that's what I've seen. Just from talking to people around the space, that's what seems to be working best. I was experimenting with a lot of different stuff. I was experimenting with having, for example, one freebie and then another call to action or something. But from what I've seen, that doesn't work as well. As I said, like literally one call to action, that's it. And you're going to do way better by actually establishing your personality and establishing your lifestyle in these other 2 pinned posts. I think it hurts you more than it helps you if you have 2 things that you're giving away in pinned posts. Okay, you just have one place you want to redirect them, focus hard on that one place, okay, and then just have 2 lifestyle that sort of separate these 3 posts, okay, from all your other reels that are going to be down here. So this is like its own separate entity almost, if that makes sense. The less things you tell people to do, the better. Okay, be extremely clear. Do not have literally 50 different funnels that you send people down. Okay, myself, as you can see, it's really simple. It's literally Instagram, YouTube, and then you can go into the landing page and you can DM me. Okay, and that initiates all sorts of different conversion mechanisms that we're going to talk about in a second. Okay, so yeah, as I said, be clear. Key point: people are hit with thousands of content pieces each day. If you try to do too much, you will lose them. If you like people are scrolling the Instagram, right? They go into your profile, they see a link tree with 50,000 links. You've lost them. Okay, they don't have the time to go through that shit. Okay, you might have the time to go through that shit because it's your stuff, but they don't. Okay, make sure you keep your stuff simple. And then my last point when it comes to Instagram profile setup is to get verified. There are way too many spammers on Instagram right now. Okay, get verified ASAP. I don't know what you're doing if you're not verified. Structure your profiles like this. Okay, this is like the conclusion to this segment. But yeah, get verified, bro. The only reason I'm not verified is because I'm 17 and I literally legally can't be verified, which is crazy. Okay, but as soon as I'm like turning 18, I'm getting verified. And I mean, obviously people know that it's bot, okay, but either way, people still associate that check mark with authority, with social status. So Either way, if you have it, even if people know it's bot, it still subconsciously makes them believe that you're more believable. Okay, so you definitely want to have that check mark. Yeah, and structuring profiles like this has worked best for me, my clients, and everybody have like gone around asking in the space. This is based on actual data and actual, you know, things that work in the space. This isn't just what I believe to be true. Okay, we've actually tested this. So hopefully, structuring a profile like this will help you too. And now that we have the profile set up, let's take a look at how the actual funnel works. So how the entire system is going to work from A to Z as to how we're going to be actually getting clients through Instagram, since this is what this video is about. Okay. So basically how the system will work is we're going to have Instagram ads on the top of the funnel, of course, right? In the middle, we're going to have content, but these ads are going to ultimately lead to some form of conversion mechanism, right? And there are three main that I've sort of differentiated here. Okay. You can have your conversion mechanism be YouTube, you can have it be a landing page, or I'm going to drop a free community in this sort of pool too, which is basically where you collect phone number, email. Okay. And then your third conversion mechanism is going to be one-on-one because it's going to be DMs. All right. And then all of these basically lead to calls, which leads to you closing the sale. Okay. That is the very high level overview of the system that we're going to be using. And I'll actually cover every single part of this system step by step. Okay, I'll cover the ads, I'll cover the content, I'll cover all the conversion mechanisms. But I'll do the ads and the content in a later part of this video. Right now, I'll focus on the conversion mechanisms. So sort of starting from the end, I guess. But the reason I want to do it like this is because they very, very closely relate to the actual structure of your Instagram profile. So that's how I want to keep it. And I think you guys are going to just get more out of this video if I structure it in this way. Okay, so conversion mechanisms. Okay, your conversion mechanisms are the places you redirect your traffic to during your profile setup, or you redirected your traffic to during your profile setup. Okay, so for me, they are my YouTube and they are my landing page. Okay, and then DMs is also like when someone engages with my profile, I send them the DM. And then, of course, I have the actual post here, which redirects to the DMs as well. Okay, so those are my three. I have YouTube, I have DMs, and then I have the landing page to collect data, which if you look at here, it's literally exactly what I've outlined in this process. Okay, cool. So yeah, these are my three. Right, for you, they're probably going to be like almost identical. You may have less, but you will never have more, and I don't recommend having any more if you try to do too much. Once again, you're going to lose these people. Okay, I see like 3 is max. Definitely don't do more than 3. Okay, DMs are going to come naturally. YouTube is a must, and then you got to have a way to capture information. That's how I see it. Those are the sort of 3 that I actually want to do. Okay, the only difference is that instead of having a landing page, you may have a link to your school community if you have a school community, which works in exactly the same way in terms of the copy, VSL, and follow-up sequences, which I'm going to break down. Okay, I'm actually going to show you how to write copy, how to script your VSL, and then how to follow up after you actually gather the data from the prospect, whether you gathered that through getting them in your school community or through getting their data from a landing page. Okay, it's all very, very similar. I'm going to break it down. If you have a school community, it's going to be breaking down. It's exactly the same process you would follow if you had a landing page. Okay, so let's break down each of these conversion mechanisms to learn how to use them for maximum results. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go for YouTube. Okay, this is my YouTube, as you can see. Right, in my opinion, one YouTube video is worth way more than 20 reels. Okay, especially as I said before, if you're posting reels on Instagram without a strategy, that's where you're booking the 0 to 5 calls a month. Literally, a lot of people who, like, not me yet, obviously, because I haven't built up my YouTube that far, but like so many people in the space are posting on YouTube because they realize that it's the only organic platform really that allows you to sort of build up from scratch and then run your entire business off of YouTube. Okay, just off of YouTube organic. Okay, and it's super, super powerful. Okay, it builds up way more of a connection than all these other social platforms, especially if you're posting longer YouTube videos, like literally 1 hour, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. This one's a shorter one, then 38 minutes, and then this one is obviously going to be a massive one. I'm assuming this video is going to be like an hour long. We'll see how long it is. Especially if you're posting super long videos, these people are going to connect with you way more. You're going to differentiate yourself way more and set yourself apart from the competition way more than if you just posted like 20 reels. Okay, that is why YouTube, I think, is king. And if you're not on YouTube, you're going to be at a disadvantage compared to everyone else who is. Okay, in a sea of noise that is the online coaching space, YouTube is your way out. Okay, Instagram is full of so much noise. If you don't have people on YouTube, if you don't have more in-depth videos where you actually break down more in-depth concepts for the people that want to hear these more in-depth concepts, you're missing out on a lot of opportunity. Okay, and I actually made a video on full content strategy. It's literally this one here. Super valuable, super in-depth. I recommend you check it out on my channel after you watch this video. It goes over both Instagram content strategy. It goes over sort of the aspects that I'm not going to go into here. Here, I just want to break down strategy, actual tactics, you know, stuff that you actually want to do that's actionable. But in this video, I go over more of the psychology, and I go into scripting and ideation. Okay, so this is like the sort of complementary part when it comes to the content. Both these videos have literally everything you need. Okay, and here's the doc breaking it down. you can, DM me on Instagram content if you want this doc, but this is doc that I also go over in this video. So if you prefer video, watch this video. The video is me commenting over this doc. Okay. Cool. So just getting on YouTube and being consistent already beats 99% of your competition, because although there's a shit ton of coaches out there, 99% of them, they're 1 foot in, one foot out. They don't even know like how anything works in this online space. So if you go on YouTube, you're already beating 99%. Okay. What you want to focus on, just as a literally super fast breakdown, you want to focus on giving insane value. You want to focus on being genuine and using the strategies that I'll break down in depth when we get to the content part of this video, as well as the strategies from this video and the doc. Okay, and that is literally all you need. Okay, so that's YouTube. 2 is landing page / community. Okay, out of all of our conversion mechanisms, I recommend that we gotta have at least one that captures data. Okay, email, phone number, we gotta capture that. At least one place has gotta capture it. Okay, and that is because it opens up touch points. It opens up email and opens up SMS. Right, and touch points is something that is super, super valuable. Most coaches literally just post content on Instagram, and the lead just watches them on Instagram, along with 20 other creators that just post on Instagram. Who do you think is going to get the client? It's the person who's emailing them, who's SMSing them, who's posting on YouTube, who has more touch points, and who spends more time with the lead than all these other coaches. Okay, that's the person that's going to win. And this opening up touch points is where your landing page or your community comes in. Okay, so I want to break down the copy. I want to break down the actual lead magnet, the VSL, how to script it, and some key points for the VSL. I'm literally going to go over everything. As I said, this is going to be the complete guide to Instagram and also the actual entire Instagram funnel. Okay, so it's going to be crazy. Phone number, email, and then DMs, which is the third conversion mechanism that I want to break down. Okay, so starting with the copy. Okay, this is my, let's go back. This is my landing page. I've already showed you this, but there are a few key points in terms of the copy that I want to break down. You guys can check this out if you like. It's also in my Instagram bio. But basically, why does it work? A few key components. Okay, first, I like to have a market call out, just so the person feels like, okay, this is actually made for me. This isn't, they're not just targeting people. This is actually targeting a certain group of individuals, and I fit that bill. I'm going to continue reading. Okay, then we have learn how our clients are scaling past 30K per month using the bespoke protocol. One thing I forgot to circle here is our clients. This is key. You don't want to say how to do something. Okay, that works if you have crazy authority, but for most people, you definitely want to say how we are doing something, how I am doing something, how our clients are doing something. We're gonna see this be a common trend when we get to content as well, because in content it's equally important, and I have a full sort of point in this video just dedicated to that. But in your landing page also, learn how we are doing something, learn how our clients are doing something, learn how I did something. Okay, that's sort of social proof that you want to tie into here. Then you have a desire instead of a pain, scaling past 30K per month. If you dig into a pain too early, people won't really like that, and they're probably going to click off. It's just the way it is. People are driven to desire early in the relationship more than they are to pain. Okay, pain may just be too aggressive. And when people are just on a landing page, they just want to get rid of the pain, so they just click off. Okay, but they want to find out what the desire is. They want to find out how to get to that desire, so they click. That's sort of psychology here. Okay, and then bespoke protocol, which is my unique mechanism, without statements, so that differentiates me from my competition, and then call to action, find out how. Okay, which basically then prompts up a little form here that you can fill out, and then you can get access to the actual training lead magnet that I'm selling. Okay, and then you want to spam social proof for those who need it. As I said, underneath I have a lot of social proof. This actually isn't updated. I should probably add more because I have more, but that is like the basic premise. Okay. If you're using Skool, you can lay this out on your native Skool landing page, and it's going to work exactly the same way. Okay, your native Skool landing page, if we go into Skool, if we just go into a random community, okay, just scroll, boom, this one. What's this? Okay, nice. This is pretty cool. This is where I'd recommend you lay out all this copy that you'd have here. Learn how we're doing X. This is sort of what you're getting with this. You can also add sort of what you get inside for free. And then for social proof, I add it in a sort of mini VSL that you script. I'm going to show you how to script the VSL in here too. But I'd add social proof in here in this little VSL so that people know that it's real. And that's how I sort of do it. And then obviously a call to action, join now. Okay, that's how I sort of set it up. I just take the copy from the landing page and just pretty much paste it into here, but make sure that it actually makes sense for what Skool is. Okay, cool. Now, the lead magnet, this can be anything people value, typically a course or a VSL, which is disguised as a free training. If you're giving away a course, obviously the play is going to be to give a shit ton of value in the course, okay, but if you're, and then you're going to actually have a community, but if you're giving away a VSL, that's going to be on the landing page, and I want to show you how to script it, and this script is also going to be very similar to the script that you want to use for the VSL on the actual Skool page itself. Okay, so if you're giving away a VSL, here's how to script it. All right, I'm not going to break this down completely step by step, but you can read through this and you can see what it is. I'm going to sort of explain the key points, but I'm not going to read through all this because I think it doesn't make sense. But this is basically a ready VSL script you can literally copy paste. Okay, straight to the point, starting with the hook, introduce yourself. We're going to give the viewer an incentive to watch, so tell them what they're going to learn, social proof, then the secret. So you want to show that something is actually possible that they maybe didn't believe possible. You want to center it around some form of secret, okay, or some form of unique insight that you acquired that nobody else has. And then the value. I like to divide this up into 2 to 4 pillars, usually 3. And you structure them in a way to give as much value and break as many beliefs as possible. And here's literally a formula that you can use for the value, right? So after you go through all this, you get to the value and you say, okay, so most people do X. That is why they face a certain issue. Instead, we do Y, which leads to this outcome, just like my clients. Okay, so it's literally like most people do this. This is wrong and this is why. We do this. This is right and this is why. And here's proof of it actually working. So you know I'm not bullshitting you. That is how you break beliefs. That is how you actually give value in a VSL. Okay, and then you transition to the call to action. You give a sense of proximity to your offer. So you actually say like, you know, what you do. You can show them the inside of your community, or I mean, yes, if you're selling a community, you definitely want to show them the inside of your community so that they feel closer to your offer, because this increases the desire for it. Whenever we feel like we're super, super close to achieving something that we want, our desire for it just skyrockets. Okay, it's just how dopamine works. And then you want to restate your call to action. Okay. Follow the copy blueprint above and then use these principles in your VSL. Okay, so this is literally the copy, but in terms of actual principles, this is what you want to do. Okay, make it short. Like you don't want to have it like 20 to 25 minutes long. Especially if it's pitching a free school community. If you are pitching a call, you can make it a little bit longer on a landing page. Okay, I'd say like 10 minutes is fine. But for the school landing page, since it's a free school, you just want to make it as dense and as short as possible, no longer than 7 minutes, ideally closer to like 5. So you want to make it short, okay? You want to spam social proof, so you want to show that people in the community are actually winning, okay? Whether that's your client community or the actual free community that you're pitching, you want to give them a sense of proximity, so show what they'll get inside of the community if they join, or inside your product if they join. You know, the interactions, the wins, the course content, the calls, the bonuses, okay, and all that sort of stuff. This activates a bias, as I said, that the desire for something increases the closer we are to it. And then you want to position it as paid but free. This is an insight for the community. If you're selling a community, you want to position it as, you know, this is free, but the real value cost me X in coaching programs. It made X for my clients. I used to sell this for X, okay? But that basically ties in the free community. It ties it into actual numbers. So people, you know, like people don't value free stuff as much as they do paid stuff. So when you position it as paid but free as a special discount or something, it just becomes way more valuable. Okay, and someone that does this really well is Max Person. This is his little school thing. You know, he says that this is 1K value, 1K value, 500 bucks value, 5K value. Total value is this. Join now for $0. Okay, he's positioning as usually paid, normally sells for this, but right now it's free. Okay, that increases desire for it as well. And then to collect the information, you want to use a school form, okay, when you're doing school. So on landing page, you obviously just have your standard form that goes up like this. But if you're on school, you want to use a school form. You can collect name, email, you can collect phone number if you want. Throughput usually will be lower because a lot of people don't want to give up their phone number. So you can ask for their Instagram username or something, or you can ask for permission to reach out inside the group. So you can say like, hey, what we do is we help, you know, coaches scale to 30K per month using this and this and this. Do I have permission to reach out? Would you like to learn more about how we do this? And then they literally say yes or no. When they say yes, you literally start appointments to them. When they say no, you still reach out to them, but instead you can offer free value. Okay, and that's how we sort of go around that. And now we're going to have their email and we're going to have their phone number, which is key, which means that we basically have way more touch points. We have, you know, from the actual landing page VSL, they can book in a call, or from the community, they can book in a call, but they can also book in a call from us calling them, from us emailing them, or from us SMSing them too. Okay, so it opens up a lot of possibility. Phone number, you can have a setter calling and SMSing everyone that opted in. Okay, you can ask them if they got asset to the course or to the resource that you're actually giving away. You want to qualify them on the call. Okay, so you later say, hey, do you mind if I ask a few questions? I have way more resources that I could potentially send you. I'm just not sure if they would be a fit for you. Can I ask you a few questions? Yes, okay, awesome. Then you qualify them. You literally ask them the questions that you would need to know to see if they're a fit for your program, and then you book them on a call if they seem warm. If they seem down, you're like, hey, actually, you know, a lot of my clients were in a similar position. I'd love to see if we could help you out. Would it be cool to set up a call? I can show you some of the systems that we've used to help our clients get to their dream outcome. Okay, and then you literally book them in on a call. All right, and then through email, what I do is I put them into a 5-day email sequence, pitching a call at the end. And then after that's done, that's where you want to add them to your usual list. Okay, but the 5-day email sequence, pitching a call, that's going to be huge to add before you just send out your normal newsletter or whatever the hell you send out. If you send out anything, first of all, put them in a 5-day email sequence. That's gonna warm them up a lot, okay, and increase your actual call booking rate from your emails a lot. All right, and what we do is everything that takes place through Go High Level, obviously, because that is what we use for all our clients. All the emails, we automate them through there. All the SMS, we automate them through there. All the info capture, if you're running a landing page, we run through Go High Level, okay? That is basically how we do stuff. And if you're looking for a platform to do it all, we also recommend Go High Level, okay? And the third conversion mechanism, so we've covered landing page, we've covered YouTube, is going to be DMs, all right? And for the DMs, you've probably seen this before and you may do this. My back hurts a lot right now. I got injured while working out yesterday, but anyways, I've got to finish this video. We're already like halfway done. DMs, anyone who engages with you is a lead that needs to be contacted. Okay, you've probably heard this before, and that is because it works. Like literally all your followers, likers, commenters, you want to reach out, and I'm actually going to give you a full script to reach out. Okay, this is a full script. I've broken this out before. I'm not going to break it down again, but basically, you obviously create familiarity, you just start a conversation, you see how they're doing right now, you find out where they want to go, you find out what's stopping them, and then you offer the call. Okay, that is the framework, very simple. And before you send over your Calendly, you ask for permission, and then you send it over. Okay, and the secret sauce here is that if the convo dies down and they stop replying, you actually want to check in every few weeks by sending free content, free assets for them to consume. Okay, this is absolutely huge. I'm getting, like, me and my business partner, we're getting some insane replies on long-term follow-ups right now, just because these people, like, they see your DMs, they just don't respond. Okay, and every time they see your DM, every time they see you send a content asset to them, they may not watch it, but they still build familiarity with you. Okay, and then literally after like a month or two, they ask, okay, let's hop on a call. Okay, that's literally DMs you get. Okay, so this is crazy. Nobody does these long-term follow-ups, and if you do them, I mean, you're gonna do really damn well. Okay, and the other sort of secret sauce, I guess, that I can give you is multi-channel DM. Okay, you don't want to limit these conversations just to Instagram. All right, once you get them in your community, once you have their info, you're gonna have their Instagram, you're gonna have their WhatsApp potentially from their number, and you're gonna have their school. Okay, so you want to use all these touch points. Okay, so for your DMs, in the more places you can engage with them, the better ultimately. And now you may be saying that, I mean, shit like this sounds like a lot of work. I mean, yes, obviously it's a lot of work, right? But the point is that you are not going to be the one that's going to be doing all this work. Okay, it would make absolutely no sense if you were to be the one running all this shit. Okay, like 90% of this is going to be running on automation. A lot of the emails, a lot of the SMS, a lot of the reaching out to leads, that's all going to be automated. But for what we can't automate, so like the conversations, once you're getting lead flow, what we do for all of our clients and what you can do and what I actually recommend that you do is you place a setter almost immediately after that you've validated that you actually have enough lead flow that the setter is going to actually have work to do. Then I recommend getting a setter on commission only, of course, because it's going to be inbound leads. I recommend you get a setter, get them to handle all the conversations for you. They're probably going to do a better job than you, to be honest, and it's going to free up a lot of your time to focus on more important aspects of your business. And that is basically the third conversion mechanism. Okay, if you have any other conversion mechanisms, comment down below. I'd be more than happy to learn how you guys are running your stuff. But this is sort of what we're all running in terms of me, my clients, and my friends in the space that I see crushing it. Okay, and what I recommend you run, because this is clearly what I found to be superior than the rest right now. If you have anything else, obviously comment down below. I'd be curious to know what you guys are running, and I may even test it. Okay, so cool. I hope you guys got value out of this. But now that we know about how we're going to be converting these leads, let's talk about content. Okay, and then we're going to cover traffic last. All right, cool. So content insights. Okay, this can theoretically be classified as a conversion mechanism. I mean, content, right? But I wanted to go over it separately because I thought it needed that attention. Okay, plus content is like, I mean, content on your page, when we're talking about Instagram acquisition, it is its own separate sort of entity. Okay, and it's worth talking about it separately compared to everything else. All right, also Instagram content as a conversion mechanism is kind of becoming useless and not effective due to the sheer volume of people doing it and the sheer volume of people saying the exact same shit and the sheer volume of people who don't know what they're talking about, just completely saturating the market. Okay, I mean, you've heard me talk about market saturation even in this video. If you're just posting content, it's not going to be that good. That's why we're using something else for the traffic. But content, you still want to post it. And I want to show you how to post it right so that it helps you in differentiating yourself and actually, starting to get these higher ticket clients in instead of charging 200, 300 bucks a month. So to start off, if you want to learn how to ideate and script your content, which is, I guess, maybe the basics, but in terms of how to ideate and script, I have a video where I go into extensive detail about that, and I actually script out a real life for you in that video. It's a video with this thumbnail. That's not going to be the title. The reason why the title is like this right now is because it's unlisted. I haven't published it yet, but I'm going to be publishing it probably later today as well. And then obviously you can check that video out. It covers scripting and ideation in depth, and I actually script a video live for you. But here I'm also going to give away some templates and assets from that video that you're going to need. Okay, so that this is your foundational messaging doc. This is a template. Literally, I mean, you can add more in here, but this is the basics. You want to have this so you know what your brand is about and so it stays consistent throughout all your content. You want to fill that out. And then your limiting beliefs and objections worksheet. Also, you want to have this. You want to fill it out. This is also key. I go into this more in depth in this video. But here are the assets. You can, I mean, did I tell you to DM me for this asset? Let me see. Yes, I did. Okay, yeah. So DM me IG and I'll actually send this over to you and you can get access to all of these templates and all of these Google Docs inside of this video. Okay. What I'll focus on in this video though isn't going to be the scripting and ideation since that's covered here. But what I'll focus on are 3 principles and critical insights to follow while creating content to make sure that it hits. Okay. And the first insight is how I versus how to. Okay. So I briefly touched on this when we were talking about the landing page. But I mean, I want to dedicate a separate sort of point to this because I think it's super important. And now we're talking about content, not just landing page copy. So it's really different. But in a sea of noise where everyone is an expert, apparently, I mean, I should probably put this in parentheses or at least, you know, turn the text to the side a little bit, put it in italic. Expert-like knowledge is losing its value fast, okay? But expert-like experience is gaining value because not many people have expert-like experience. People want to be sure that they can trust you, okay? That they want to be sure that you've actually been where they are and that you have made the transformation that they're looking to make. If you're a coach, that's literally what you are. You are a leader. Okay, and if you haven't made the transformation that your clients want to make, who are you to lead them? Okay, it just wouldn't make much sense. Okay, and I mean, I want to go over Alex Hormozi here. He does a great job of this, and he, I mean, obviously he does a great job of this, and he has insane social proof, so it works. But on his YouTube, if we go into his YouTube really quick, if you check out any of his newer videos that he's been posting lately, more business related, because he's been posting like advice for young people, these videos start in here. Like every single video, like let's just say here, boom. Okay, this is ads. Okay, boom. If you go to the very beginning of the video,
let's rock. So you guys want to hear something absolutely insane? Well, in the last 40 months,
my YouTube grew from this to this, my Instagram grew from this to this. He starts off with social proof. Okay, he starts off with talking about himself and what he achieved so that you know you can actually listen to him without the information being complete bullshit. Okay, and if you look at what I actually did at the start of this video, I did the exact same thing. If you are this sort of person struggling with this issue, I'm going to show you how we did X, how we did Y, how we did Z, and then how we did whatever, A, okay? And then how you can do so too, okay? But it's primarily based off of what I did, okay? Not off of what we did and off of the results that my clients are achieving, okay? And that is what gives me credibility. So if all you're talking about is how people should do something, then that is probably the reason why you're stuck charging $200 a month, to be honest. These people, they're not connecting with you because you're saying the same shit everybody else is. Because you're regurgitating the exact same stuff everybody else is. And you get lost in the absolute sea of noise of insane amounts of people just talking about the same shit, okay? Like, people get sold this idea of it's so easy to be a coach and you can just, you know, post content that's super, super basic and that's it. Just posting content isn't enough. You got to actually post good content. And if you're not going to post good content, at least post a lot of content on a platform like YouTube. Just posting shitty content on Instagram won't do it. If you want to post shitty content, at least post it on YouTube because then you're going to get some people who like you and at least they're going to buy from you, okay? Out of pity, maybe. I don't know. But you can't be making shitty content on Instagram saying the same shit everybody else is saying and expecting people to pay you 2-3K per month. Okay? It just doesn't happen. All right? Instead, you'll say how I, how my client, how some authority figure in the space, kind of like I did with Hormozi here. Okay, that is 100% the better route to go. Okay, so that's how I versus how to. Okay, if you do this, you're going to be ahead. All right, but now I also want to talk about the 3 types of content because I think this is huge. And I think that not many people actually cover this. Okay, so you've definitely heard about, you know, the know, like, and trust factor when it comes to making content. A lot of people speak about it. Okay, and how you need all 3 to get someone to buy. All right, and basically we can divide this up into the know is personality, the like, or no, sorry. Yes, the know is personality, the like is through value, because people are going to like you if you give them value, and then the trust is through authority content, okay? But usually the info about this in this space pretty much ends here. It's like, okay, you got to establish this factor, so you got to show your personality, show authority, and you got to give value, okay? But usually the info is pretty surface level and people just end here. All right, people don't actually explain how these factors are implemented and used, okay? They just mention that they exist and that they should be followed, but there's no real actionable advice out there on how to implement them. Okay, so I actually want to show you how to actually install each one of these 3 factors inside of your content. Okay, so first, aka personality content. Okay, this is one that most people, including myself, do the worst job with. If people feel like they do not know you on a more personal level, they just won't buy from you. Okay, we buy from people that we trust. Okay, and we know and we like, which is why these 3 factors are so important. And this is one of them. Okay, once again, without sharing your personality and experience, you will be lost in the sea of noise because you just be regurgitating what everybody else is saying because there's no twist to what your content is about because it's not about you. Okay, here's how I implement the no factor. Okay, share personal beliefs and stories. So this is basically like going back to my reels. If we click on, let's say this one, what am I talking about here? I'm telling a story. On a week or 2 back, I was on a call with a prospect. Boom. What's this? Direct response doesn't work. I also tell a story here. 2024, and here's why. One of my friends in this page. I also tell a story. Okay. So sharing personal stories and beliefs, also in a different reel that is dropping. I'm not sure if it's out yet. I think it's dropping today, or tomorrow. A lot of stuff dropping today. A lot of stuff dropping overall. I'm releasing a lot of content. I go over my personal beliefs of why coaches shouldn't be marketers. Okay, that's also making me stand out because it's my personal belief. Okay, I share details about myself. So I'm from Poland. I mention that every once in a while. I guess I should probably do a better job on mentioning it more often. And I'm 17, so I mean I mention it here. Okay, 0 to 6 figure base at 17, and then share your life, what you do on a daily basis. So basically stories of what you're doing. Here I was listening to an Elon Musk podcast about AI. Very interesting. I recommend you check it out. It's the most recent one with Lex Friedman. It was really, really dope. Okay, cool. And then this is kind of like a note to myself. These are the photos that I'm adding on Instagram. Once again, today, optimizing the profile, like I mentioned at the start of the video. But basically, just adding photos, I think is... I think sometimes photos can be more valuable in the reels in terms of selling for you. Because, I mean, for me personally, I've never bought from someone who just had reels on their page, which is why I'm also trying to, express myself a little bit more recently. And I think it's the right play to go, especially with the way market's moving. Insane amounts of people doing the exact same thing. You got to find a way to stand out. And one way to do that, an important way to do that, is by uploading personality-based content. Okay, so that's 1. 2 is the like factor, okay, which is basically value content. Okay, and this comes from, sharing personality. Once again, people are going to like you if they resonate with sort of who you are as a person. But also, giving a shit ton of value is hugely important, okay, in order to get people to like you. And that is why, if you look at my YouTube, literally last videos have been insane. This video is also insane. I've been recording for like 40 minutes already. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but if it doesn't reach an hour, I'm kind of going to be disappointed. I want to see that one in front of the timer there. But anyhow, 1 hour 40 minutes, 51 minutes, 38 minutes. Okay, huge value. All right, this video is another massive video with massive value and a bunch of free stuff like templates, assets, docs. Okay, and that is going to make people like me. If you're watching this and you're still watching this, and I've given you so much value, and I'm going to continue to give you so much value in all these other videos, you're probably going to start to like me. Okay, the problem is that most coaches just have a few mediocre reels up on Instagram. That's it, and they're literally selling in every single one. It's like, oh, this is why you need a coach, you need accountability. Yeah, like no shit, but maybe give me some value first. Maybe tell me something I haven't heard before first. Otherwise, people just aren't going to listen. And like, it's a sad reality, but it's the truth. And then the last and the most important factor is the trust factor, okay? And the way you do this is with authority content, okay? People can like you, they can know you, but if they don't trust you, they're not going to hand you over their money. And ultimately, that's what we're here for, okay? We're here to actually sign clients. And if these people don't, you can be the most likable and well-known person in the entire universe, but if there's no trust, if you have a shitty reputation, then you're not going to make any money. Okay, I'd much rather be trusted and not be liked than the other way around. Alright, but you still need all 3. So, the way that you actually get trust, from what I found, and it's pretty simple and obvious, is through your client results. Okay, if you don't have any client results, it's going to be very difficult for you to sign clients. You're definitely not going to be able to charge a lot, especially in the state of the market that we're in right now. You've just got to have client results in order to have any credibility whatsoever. Okay, and when I actually look through a coach's profile, I see that a lot of you guys actually have some client results. You, if you're in shape right now, let's say you're a fitness coach, that's a client result. You, if you are a, mindset coach and you achieved a whole lot, you're a client result, okay? If you're a coach, you're helping people do what you've already done, so you are the client result. Like, you are social proof in of yourself. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here. And most of you guys just aren't doing a good enough job at marketing that well. Okay, most of your guys' client results are completely hidden somewhere, or you just have like maybe one pinned post, or you make a couple of reels that aren't even pinned to your profile. You gotta spam these client results wherever you can. Okay, people are blind. That's just what you gotta assume. People are blind, and you gotta spam these client results wherever you can to actually make sure that they see them. Okay, people are going to click on your profile. You have 1 second to capture their attention and to gain their trust before they click off, and to, you know, show them that you actually have something valuable to say. If you don't do that, you've lost them forever. Okay, so this is the way that you actually want to present your client results. Okay, definitely IG highlights. This is huge. This is like literally the number one place where you want to have them. This is where I look whenever I enter a profile, I see that somebody's selling something. That's the first place I look. If I see no results there, I completely assume that the person is, to be honest, not good at what they do, and I assume that I mean, you know, even if they're selling something, they're not taking it seriously. Okay, I'm personally never buying from people who don't have their client results here mostly, because I just literally click off their profile straight away. Okay, because you just seem like an amateur if you're not using you know, story highlights for your client results. 2 is in your reels. So you know, in a lot of your reels, everything you say you want to back it up with proof. I have social proof in most of the reels that I post, or I have like personal stories that act as social proof because it's literally my personal experience in my reels. So you want to do that in pretty much every single reel, especially in your pinned reels. If you look at my pinned reel right now, this is it. Literally, I make a claim and then I back it up with client results right after. That is what you want to do. Okay, you can pin a post with some of your best client results, or you can just you know, you can pin client interviews. You can do all that sort of stuff. Make sure that in your reels, every reel that a prospect clicks, they're gonna get some form of social proof out of it. Okay, and then 3 is in your YouTube/VSL. Okay, I started this video. If you look at this video, what did I do? Our clients are closing 6.5k. That's social proof. This is social proof. This is social proof. This is all social proof. This screenshot didn't load, but this is also social proof. This is also social proof. Okay, so I started the video off with a lot of social proof. Okay, and that is what you want to do too, especially when you're doing, especially when you're making your main VSL, your one main long form piece of content that you're redirecting everybody to. You want to spam social proof at the start of that. Okay. And as I said, it's absolutely key that people are reminded of these results constantly. So you want to have them everywhere. You want to constantly keep reminding people of these client results. You can't just like mention a client result once and then expect your prospect to remember it. They're going to forget. You got to keep, you know, mentioning, even if it's the same results over and over, keep mentioning them. Okay. And they got to be reminded of these results immediately after they click on your profile. Okay, so if you look at 2 out of the 3 lines in my bio, it's literally results. This is my social proof. This is what we did for a client. Okay, and that is what you also want to have. You want to have insane authority at every space of the journey. All right, and that's the know, like, and trust factor. Okay, so that's something that you immediately want to implement in your content. But in terms of more of the actual topics about what you want to be saying in the content, this is where the 7 buying beliefs are going to come in. Okay, so you hear me talk a lot about Charlie Munger's 25 cognitive biases and how the brain is wired and all sorts of stuff like that. But this is something I don't actually talk about that much, and I want to bring it up in this video. Okay. So this is another framework that you can follow when you're making content, and it's actually really helpful. And it comes from Cole Gordon. It's called, you know, the 7 buying beliefs, the 7 beliefs that a prospect needs to have before they buy your product. As I said, it comes from Cole Gordon. If you don't know who he is, I don't even know what his company's called, like Closers.io, that's his company, and he's making like $4 million a month right now. He's absolutely printing. He's an insane closer, and he's teaching other closers he's teaching other people to become closers. And what he created, what he sort of came up with, was this framework of the 7 beliefs. And what it states is that a prospect needs to have 7 beliefs in order to buy. If one of these beliefs isn't aligned, the chance that they're going to buy goes, you know, it just decreases significantly. But when all 7 of these beliefs are aligned, you get a 100% close rate. Okay. And the 7 beliefs are pain, doubt, cost, desire, money, support, and trust. Okay, and if every one of these beliefs is aligned, as I said, you are sure to get the sale. All right, so our content, one of our main focuses should be on getting these beliefs completely aligned. Okay, and the way we do that is, let's start off with pain and just go one by one. Okay, pain, you got to show that the prospect has a pain. You literally talk about it. So if you look at the start of the video, okay, I literally started off with pain. If your current Instagram strategy is consisting purely of posting reels and hoping they bring in clients, okay? If you're only booking 0 to 5 calls per month, if you're stuck charging $200 a month, okay, that is a pain. If you're a commodity, that is a pain. If your prospects don't care about who you are and your product, and you feel like you're not making the impact that you want to be making or the money that you want, this is all pain, okay? You want to make prospects aware of these pain and bring it up in your reels. Okay, next, and I'm gonna have to scroll all the way down, but next is doubt. And this is basically showing the prospect that they can't do it on their own. Okay, and there's a few different ways you can do this. For me, I mean, the fact that my service is done for you. So I come in and I actually build the entire infrastructure out for you. I don't coach people, I don't sell information. All my information is free. The fact that I do that instills doubt, because, I mean, if you're a coach, you probably can't script an ad on your own that's gonna crush. You probably can't build out a funnel on your own that's, you know, scripted really well, because you don't understand marketing, you don't understand sales. Even if you have a background in it, you're not familiar with what the trends in the industry currently are because you are a coach. okay, while I'm in the trenches literally all day, so I'm familiar with that sort of stuff. That builds in doubt. Okay, if you're a coach, the way you can do that is you can literally point out all of their previous struggles, what they've tried so far, and everything that hasn't worked so far. Because most people, they've tried to get the result that you are helping them achieve for years, okay, and they still haven't gotten there. And if you can point that out, that's going to instill doubt. You can also show client results and tell stories of how the client, the client was in the same position as the prospect is right now, and they thought they could do it on their own, but they were stuck for years. Okay, and only once they actually got some guidance from a coach like you, that is when they actually saw these results. Okay, that is gonna instill doubt in the prospect. All right, 3 is cost, and this is basically, is the cost of not fixing the problem greater of fixing the problem. Okay, so basically the pain and the urgency has to be deep enough so that the prospect values the transformation more than the money that they have in the bank account and the time that it's going to cost them and the effort that it's going to cost them to achieve that transformation, basically. And this is true, showing them how urgent it is. Okay, so like an example, fitness coach, because it's just the easiest to demonstrate. The way that you can, show cost is that, if you don't make this transformation, if you don't, let's say, I don't know, sign on to your coaching program, that's one way you could frame it, but if you don't actually start losing weight, what's going to happen is you're going to decrease your lifespan by like 10 to 20 years. That's significant cost. You're not going to be able to play with your kids. That's significant cost. That's urgency. Okay, and that's sort of the way they want to instill it. And then also, when you're sick, you're going to have to spend a lot of money on medications. If you're fit, not as much. So even the money is going to balance out, okay, in the long term. That's sort of a few ways that you can frame this. That's cost. Next is desire. So you want to show them the compelling payoff over relieving that pain, aka solving that problem. So if you don't show them what solving the pain will bring, then what happens? Cole Gordon talks about this. They're going to get analysis by paralysis, and I mean, they're going to feel like their whole world is going to be falling apart, but they're not going to know what sort of actions to take and where to go in order to fix that problem. They're going to be completely paralyzed, and I mean, they're not going to buy. Okay, so once again, if you go back to the beginning of this video, what did I do? I showed you client results, which is literally that desire. Closing 6.5k, booking a lot of calls, booking more calls for cheap ad spend, and making more money. Okay, that is, I literally practice what I preach. Okay, that is what I did at the start of this video. And then next is money. Okay, so this one, I mean, there's nothing you can really do in your marketing. This is just going after people who aren't completely broke. So speaking to people who aren't completely broke in your marketing, because if you speak to complete, like for example, if you speak to drug addicts, it's a great and very noble niche to be in because you actually help and change these people's lives a lot. Okay, but most of them, they're completely broke and they're not going to pay you a lot of money for your solution. Okay, so if they don't have money, there's nothing you can do. You can try to sell them really hard, and then some may take out a loan for your product, but that's not most people. Okay, so this is just going after dry people. Support, it's 6. It's showing that the people around them would in fact be better off and happier had the prospect fixed the problem. Okay, so this is your classic spouse objection. Your spouse has to be aligned with the decision that you're going to make in order for the prospect to make that decision. If they're not aligned, can they still make the decision? Yes, of course, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, whereas if the spouse is supporting them and all these other beliefs are aligned too, the change in the payment, I mean, the transaction completion is guaranteed. And the way to show this is, for example, showing them that, again, fitness coach example, you're overweight right now. What kind of, example are you setting for your kids? They're going to follow in your footsteps. They're not going to be better off. Okay. Or the spouse, let's say you, you and once again, fitness coach, you dropped the weight. You started, going out more, you started moving more, you started, your mental health improved, you felt a whole lot better. That's obviously going to make them better off too. Okay, so that's how you sort of show them that. Okay, this is all in your marketing, by the way. We're going to be doing this in the content. That's why I'm showing you this. Obviously, on a sales call, you also align these, but the point is to do this in the content before the sales call if possible, because that's just going to make the sales call super, super easy. And I mean, this is this is the content section of the video after all, so that's sort of what we want to do. Okay, cool. And then last is trust, okay, which is kind of covered here in the trust/authority content section. But basically, this is showing proof that you've done it before and that you're not a scammer. Okay, and the way you do this, once again, client results. Okay, cool. And the way that you make this actionable so that you, you don't leave with this completely massive mess in your head and you have no idea what to do with these 7 beliefs, because this was probably a lot of information, especially if you haven't heard of these 7 beliefs before. The way you make it actionable is you choose a belief. I'm going to talk about it in the video. You ideally tie it in with some social proof, right? So you want to do like one of these beliefs plus trust, ideally, every single time. Just skyrockets believability and every other metric that you can imagine. Your watch time is going to go up, your engagement is going to go up when you use social proof. The video just performs much better every single time from what I've seen. And then lastly, you want a CTA using the framework that I'm going to show you in this next part of the video. Okay, so as an example, you can choose a belief. Let's just say it's going to be, I don't know, let's just say cost, for example. And you talk about it in your video, right? So you can talk about how you can't afford not to take care of your fitness. Once again, fitness coach example. I apologize for just making fitness coach examples, but it's just, like it's just the easiest. Everyone's going to understand it. Okay, you can talk about how. Well, where was I? You can talk about costs, so you can talk about how you can't afford not to take care of your health, about all the benefits that it brings, and about all the dangers that come from not taking care of it. That's the cost belief, okay? And then you tie it in with some social proof. You can talk about how you realize this. You can tell your own story of how you realize this and then how it changed your life, and then you're going to CTA using that framework. Okay, I hope that makes sense. This isn't a complete framework for scripting a video, but it's just some things to keep in mind. Okay, if you don't know what to talk about, make sure that just keep in mind that these are the 7 things your prospect has to believe in order to buy. So you want to just combine them and start talking about them inside of your content. Okay, it doesn't have to be super strict, but just keep these 7 things in mind and make sure that you're touching on these topics. Okay, and now what I want to talk about is how to turn the views that you're getting into cash. Okay, so a very common problem I'm seeing is that a lot of people are making content to go viral or to get views, right? They do not know how to make content that actually converts and that's targeted towards the people that are actually going to buy their solution. Okay, and that's basically what we covered in like the content part up until this point. It was how to make content that's actually going to convert. Okay, not necessarily go viral, but it's going to bring in the right people. Okay, but now what we're going to do is we're going to take these right people, these perfect fits for your offer, viewing your content, and we're going to turn them into leads and then calls and then sales. Okay. Although we obviously aren't going to be relying solely on organic to bring in leads and clients, I'm going to show you ads in a second. It's still worth going over how to turn the views you'll be getting into cash, because it's still a great source of client acquisition while you're at it. Okay, I wouldn't rely on it solely, but once you're posting content, once you have these people viewing your content, it's not that hard to just slap a CTA here or there or post a couple of stories in the right way and get more leads. Okay, so that's exactly what I want to cover here. All right, and we can do this through 2 different channels. Okay, we can do this through either your reels or through your DMs. All right, and I want to break these down. So first of all, your reels call to action. Okay, this is what I talked about right here. Okay, as of right now, there is 1 CTA that's completely outperforming anything else. I'm not sure how it's going to work in a couple of months from now, but if you're watching this video and it's fairly recent, this is definitely the way to go. And it's the comment X, and I'll send you the asset type CTA. Okay, and the reason for this is that Instagram pushes out your video a lot after you start getting comments, so you end up with more reach. And the cool part is that you can automate the DMing, okay, because you're telling people to comment and you're going to send them the asset through the DMs. You can automate the DMing using either ManyChat or Go High Level. Actually, a third sort of CRM / automations platform you can use is Make.com. That's actually a pretty solid platform that I also really like. But to be honest, I recommend Go High Level if you're already thinking of using it, since it has that functionality, plus it allows you to do way more other stuff. It allows you to build literally anything you could ever need in your business. It allows you to build that out, and it allows you to automate everything that you can possibly automate. It integrates with AI. It's super cool. It integrates with everything, including like Zapier and all these other sorts of platforms. So I definitely recommend Go High Level if you can. If you're not using Go High Level at all right now, and you're literally just thinking of getting a software for DMing, you can use ManyChat. And then Make is just a third option that you can use, which I also like. It's really good for sort of simple automations, and I like it a lot. Okay, so after you get the DM, just send the asset and then appointment set them using the script we covered before. Okay, so we talked about the appointment setting script before when we were talking about the DM conversion mechanism. After you get the asset, literally send the asset and just start appointment setting them. Okay, engage with a connecting question, start getting their current situation, goals, pain, etc., and then you offer the call. Okay, very simple. To check this strategy out in practice, check out my Instagram. I'm not going to show you my reels right now, but literally right now, every single reel that I'm dropping has that sort of CTA. We're going to see how it does. I'm also testing out a different strategy that I might let you guys know of soon, but I'm just testing it. I don't want to tell you guys about it since I'm not sure how it's going to work yet. But basically, you can check out my Instagram, and that will give you examples of videos that actually have that CTA so that you can see how they're structured. Okay. And then the next thing is story CTA. I'm not sure why they said DMs. They should say reels and stories. Because reels and stories are the two channels that we're going to be implementing the strategy in, and then both of these, they're going to lead to DMs. Okay, so next is story CTAs. Okay, stories on Instagram are crazy powerful. If you don't know that yet, then you need to know that they're crazy powerful. Anyone who's printing through IG is spamming them. If you look at guys like Wes Watson, he has like 50 stories up at any given time. Okay, it's absolutely crazy, and he's printing like also 4 million a year, or 4 million a year, 4 million a month. On his best months, I think. I'm not sure how much he's doing on average, but he definitely had a 4 mil a month just recently, and he's spamming reels or spamming stories. Okay, then also guys like Andy Elliott. Obviously, this is what, like another 10 stories. Okay, personally, I don't go that ham on stories. I just like to lock in and make this crazy YouTube video for you guys. But like when I do post stories, I do notice better output. Okay, so I definitely recommend you do it. If you're looking for an easy structure you can copy for your stories, just steal this. Okay, literally when you wake up, post a story. When you're working on something for a client, post a story. Gym, post a story. Any thoughts you have during the day, or when you're reading, you can also post a story of that. And then CTA post 1 to 2 times a week. This is more than enough. If you want to systemize it, this is sort of what I do. But to be honest, I mean, if you are the type of person who likes to walk around with their phone and take random pictures all day, sure, then you can just completely go off the cuff and upload 50 stories like Wes. Okay. CTA post, the way that you structure it, I actually broke that down. So I'm going to show you how to actually make that CTA post so that you get DMs, okay? Because CTA posts on your story are crazy, crazy powerful. And I'm going to show you the optimal way that I found of doing it, all right? The key here is the call to action story, as I said, and this is exactly how I'd set it up. All right, you want to have on 2 different stories. Okay, so it's going to be a 2-step, right? You want to have on one, you want to have client results or an insight that you had or a poll to increase engagement. Okay, just something interesting that you have to say, or client results, which is social proof, or a poll, which is really cool because it increases engagement. People start, clicking on, let's say I have a poll, people start clicking their answers, which leads Instagram to push the story out to more people because they see that engagement once again, and more people actually see your story, which is super cool. This is an example of one that I've done. Okay, this is for a massive training that I've done. This is like I sent it out to a few people early. This was the feedback. I slapped the feedback onto the story, and I said that this is the feedback I've been getting. Seems like it's ready to drop, and then the second one is where you actually call to action. Okay, so this is my one, 76 pages of absolute gold, everything you need to know. This shot in the background is actually a video of me scrolling through the document so that you can see the value. And then the call to action, DME protocol for instant access for free. I guarantee this is more dense and valuable than all the courses you've been in combined. Okay, that's basically how you want to do this. Okay, once again, this can trigger a mini chat or a go high level or even make automation to send the asset to the viewer. And from there, once again, you appointment set just like you did from the Reels call to action. Okay, for this one, key point, I wouldn't overuse it. 1 to 2 times a week. 2 times a week max. I wouldn't spam CTAs every single day because people are just going to be bored. They're going to become numb to it. They're not going to believe that you have something super, super valuable to give them every day of the week. Okay, so you want to be conservative, right? If you look at like Alex Hormozi, he talks about the giving to taking ratio or whatever it is. You want to be on the far side of like 1 to 10. Okay, for every 10, days that you go without CTAing, you want to have 1 day that you do CTA. Okay, we can do this slightly more often since we're posting like 5 to 10 stories a day. So that sort of ratio balances out, okay, because we're doing like 1 CTA and like 30 stories, so it kind of makes sense. But just keep in mind that you want to give more than you take always, okay. And cool. And that basically finishes up the content part, okay? That is everything you need to know about content, from how to make content that gets targeted eyeballs on your offer that are actually the clients that you do want to work with, the clients that don't suck, okay? And then how to actually convert them using some sort of automations and, the right sort of stories and call to actions that allow you to convert these people into calls, okay? Cool. Now, what we're going to go over, the last portion of this video, is how to actually get more traffic, okay? Because content, as I said, the main function is going to be converting the attention that we get, okay? Well, if we get traffic from content, okay, cool, that's awesome. I'm not going to say that we don't want to get organic traffic. That's obviously going to help. However, our main priority with the content is converting and nurturing, since that's what content does best. And we're going to have a different channel, which is Instagram ads, to get our traffic, okay? And if you saw this sort of diagram, which I showed you at the start of this video, we've literally covered this whole bottom end here, from here all the way up to content. Now we're going to talk about the top, which is Instagram ads, okay? By now we've covered everything in the system except for the Instagram ads, okay, as I said. And although following the principles I talked about in the content section will help you getting more calls and clients in, clearly, there's still no way to solve for predictability if you're still doing organic, okay? If you're still doing organic, there's no way for you to guarantee that you're going to get 10 calls a month, if you're going to get 30 calls a month, if you're going to get 60 calls a month. There's no way for you to guarantee how many calls you're going to be getting from purely organic, Okay, the only way to actually guarantee that is through running something like ads and tracking the data and reverse engineering. Okay, and the volume of calls and clients won't just come out of nowhere. Okay, so what I mean by this is if so far your organic has been completely dog shit and you're not getting any clients through it, you implementing these strategies, it's not going to completely skyrocket it and make you the millionaire out of nowhere. Okay, it's going to help, but I mean, if it hasn't worked so far, these changes, they're obviously going to help, but they're not going to quadruple the calls you're getting. Okay, just being completely honest. That's just how the algorithm works nowadays. All right, and that's why to get 3 to 6 calls every single day, we like to run ads. All right, and the reason I'm covering this last is because all the previous steps are needed and mandatory to set up before we actually run ads. Okay, because if you run ads and you don't have the rest of this funnel set up, you don't have your conversion mechanisms in place, you don't have your content in place, you don't know how to appointment set, none of this is going to work. Okay, so I mean, this is another mistake a lot of people make. They just run an ad and they think that's enough. It's not enough, bro. You need the whole system dialed. Okay, a key insight is that you can't expect your ads to be profitable without everything behind the ad working well. Okay, as I just mentioned, your page has to be optimized. You need to have your conversion mechanisms in place, and your content can't suck. Okay, and the reason why most people are super averse to running ads is because they see them as an isolated component of the funnel. They don't see an ads as a piece of the entire machine, which is your funnel, which is your business. They just see them as a separate entity that is supposed to get you clients on autopilot. Okay, that is not how it works. Okay, they see them as something separate that doesn't interact with the rest of the profile, brand, and business. Okay, and that is precisely why their ads never work. Okay, instead, see ads as something that adds fuel to what you already have. Okay, if you have a good brand setup, if you have a good profile setup, if you have good client results, it's going to add fuel to the fire. Okay, they complement your brand. All right, and the success of your ads depends on the Okay, never mind. The success of your ads depends upon the quality of your brand and vice versa. And I would even say brand/business. Okay. The reason why Alex Hormozi can run an ad and get crazy return isn't because of how good his ad is. It's because of how well the entire machine is set up and structured. Okay. And if your brand sucks ass and your ad is amazing, the ad won't save your brand. Okay. That's why we covered everything before we got down into ads. If you just skip down here and you don't have the rest of this dialed, you're probably not going to get results with ads. Okay, just being completely honest. All right, and I don't want to dwell on ads too long in this video since I will have a completely separate masterclass breaking down these ads step by step. But here's what I will cover. Okay, I'll cover scripting pretty in depth. I'll cover the 3 types of ads that are doing well right now on Instagram, and that are the only type of ads that I really recommend you run. And then I'll give you some ad examples so that you can see how to actually deliver the script, how to recorded it, I guess, and just some examples that I've crossed for us and for our clients in the past. Okay, so first of all, let's start off with scripting. Okay, this is something that nobody talks about. Nobody shows you how to script ads for free. But I want to show you how we're doing that for ourselves and for all our clients right now for completely free. Because I know that the ad script isn't the secret. Everyone else is positioning, you're going to script the right ad. I'm going to script the ad for you. That is super, super valuable in the sense that it's secret. It's not a secret. Obviously, if I scripted an ad for you, it would probably be better than if you scripted it on your own, and it probably would get better results. However, it's not the secret that everyone is positioning it to be. The secret is having the entire funnel dialed in, okay, which most people just don't have and don't want to admit, quite frankly, okay. But in reality, scripting an ad can be pretty simple, okay. And the difficult part is making sure that the whole system works well, as I said, and that the ad transitions well to the conversion mechanism, and that you're able to turn that into a call and so on, okay, that the whole system is actually working, all right. And as I said, there's a lot of moving parts. Okay, and ads isn't an isolated part of the system that just gets you clients on autopilot. It is just a vehicle that gets you eyeballs, and then from that, you need conversion mechanisms. You need content that's going to convert those eyeballs. Okay, this is all ads does. They just get you targeted eyeballs. Okay, and that's it. Cool. So the framework, I've simplified this quite a lot because I would have to get very, very specific, and I'd have to make this video like 5 hours if I were to actually script ads for you live and to go into all the little nuance that we do for our clients. But this is the basic framework that you can use. Okay, and if you do this right, and if the rest of your funnel is dialed, an ad scripted in a similar format to this will get you results. Okay, cool. So hook is, are you a customer avatar who is facing a pain point or a struggle? Okay, I like to ask a question. This is one way you could do it. Okay, but then hook 2, let me just move this over. Okay, it's supposed to be after the hook. Boom, boom, and boom. Cool. So you have, are you a customer avatar who's facing pain or struggle? This is calling out your market. Okay, and it's asking a question. This is your sort of hook 1. Okay, but then the second way to do this, because I like to do 2 ways. Okay, it's either market call out, calling out the market that you're targeting, or it's relating that to your personal experience, which I actually like way more in recent times, since you know, a lot of ads right now are starting with, you know, are you this sort of person, or like, you know, if you're a coach, you probably see all these ads like coaches and agencies. Like every single ad is exactly the same. If you started off with something that relates to your personal experience, for example, like I used to struggle with certain pain point that your avatar is having, or if you just start off with social proof that relates to the desire of the avatar, that is gonna differentiate you, and that is probably gonna perform better than something super basic like your market call out at the start of the video. Okay, so that is the hook. Okay, you can use one of these formats, whichever one you decide to use. It's gonna work. You just got to test them, to be honest. We run both of these for our clients. This one I prefer, especially in saturated markets like the coaching markets, but this one is also viable. Okay, and then after that, what's optional is that you can make your intentions clear, which is basically the intention that you're not going to be selling anything. As I said, I mean, we're not going to be pitching like a call or being super direct in this initial ad. That doesn't work anymore. Just clearly, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that literally direct response, which is what it's called when you just run an ad straight to a call or straight to you know, even like payment links. If anybody even does that, if you do, you're screwed. I'm sorry, but literally we're not going to be selling anything in this ad. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work anymore. Okay, and so what's optional after the hook is making your intentions clear. Okay, because people, after they hear the hook, they're going to see it's an ad, and they may be afraid that you're going to actually sell them something. So we want to actually show them straight away that we're not. Okay, so we want to add something with the words for free. Okay, so I used to struggle with freaking booking calls through Instagram. Okay, just super basic example. But right now I want to give you something that's going to help you solve that for free. Okay, or are you an online coach who is struggling with booking calls through Instagram? If so, then watch this video because I'm going to show you how you can do that for free. Okay, or you can dig deeper into the pain points. You're charging $200 a month. You feel like exactly the same as all your competition. There's no way for you to break through the noise. Then in this video, I have a present for you that's going to help you solve that. Okay, just something like that, making your intentions clear. This is optional, but you can definitely add it, and you know, it can crush for certain ads. Okay. Next is body. This is diving deeper into pains and desires, making the prospect feel understood. So as I just sort of did a second ago, just describing the current situation of the prospect, making sure that they feel understood, that their pains are magnified and that their desires are also magnified. After that, you want to go over social proof. So at the start, I like social proof, but then also you want to mention it again. You can go over your client wins. If this sounds like you, then I want to give you a strategy that, you know, got certain client results for one of my clients, for another one of my clients that got me these sort of results. Just social proof, it's super crucial. I mean, really, you can never have too much social proof in an ad unless you go completely overboard and you start talking about it for like 3 minutes. But honestly, the more social proof, the more rapid fire social proof you have, the better. And then after that, optional, once again, you can make your intentions clear. If you didn't make your intentions clear here, you can make them clear here, and then your call to action. Okay, and now this call to action is the part that will vary from ad to ad, and I'll break this down in the next portion. But this is the basic framework. I hope I explained it in a way that was, I mean, cohesive. But basically, you have your hook, which you can do one of these two formats. Then you can optionally make your intentions clear. Then you have your body, which is basically just digging deeper into the pains and desires, making the prospect feel understood, that this is something really for them, that you really understand where they're at right now. Then you go into social proof. Okay, and after social proof, once again, maybe make your intentions clear, but I mean, you can do that, you don't have to do that, and after that, that's where you get to the actual call to action. Okay, and the call to action will vary from ad to ad. When I told you that I'll be showing you 3 types of ads, I will actually be showing you 3 types of ads, but the scripting for each one of them is very, very similar. They all follow the same framework. However, the only thing that changes is obviously the call to action, because the call to action for different types of ads will lead to different conversion mechanisms. Okay, and that's what I'm going to show you. So just going back to the ads, obviously there's a lot more nuance that goes into scripting an ad, okay? And you can do a bunch of other cool stuff in the script, okay? So if you want to spice this up, you definitely can. I definitely recommend it because it does get you better results. You can add unique pattern interrupts in various places. You can use market trends to separate yourself. You can talk about what's happening in the space right now, something that, you know, people are saying. So for example, if you mention Alex Hormozi in his school games in your ad, that can make it work better, since it's something that's, I mean, maybe not anymore, but if you did it a couple of months ago, that would probably make your ad perform better, just because it was a really hot topic. Or you can add jokes and personality wherever it makes sense. That's also going to improve your results, because you're going to seem less robotic. Okay, and these are the aspects that actually make an ad really, really crush. I'm talking like 7 to 15x ROAS. This is how you do it with all this little nuance and all this little personalized touches, okay? But the basic script I showed you, it can definitely work and it will make you money if your funnel is dialed, as I said before. All right, but what we go over in detail with our clients when scripting ads are these last 3 bullet points, okay? Because this is pretty easy. This is how you actually add spice to it and how you actually make an ad really freaking crush. Okay, because there's a lot of really basic and boring ads out there. That's why I'm not afraid to give this script away for free, because I mean, as I said, the script isn't the secret, and a lot of people are following the same formats anyway. They literally just copy ads off of another coach in a similar industry to them, and they think it's going and they think that is the secret that's going to make them money. That's not how it is. Okay, just use this framework. It's good enough. If your ads don't work after you use this framework, and maybe you add some spice using this, then I mean, either come to me and I'll script your ad for you if that's the bottleneck. But most likely, the bottleneck is the system just being completely wrong. Okay, your conversion mechanism is ass, or your content is ass, or you can't deploy misset. Okay, it's one of these problems. Cool. Right. So if you can figure out how to integrate these into your own script, all right, this will actually help you out a lot. And I mean, I don't see any people giving away any frameworks in their videos for scripting ads. So this is already hella game. But also, if you can add any of these, that is going to make your ad really, really crush. Okay, so definitely try to figure out ways to add them into your ad. Okay, cool. But right now, what I want to talk about is the 3 different types of ads. Okay, so obviously there's not just one type of ad that you're going to run on Instagram. There's a whole bunch of different ads and different call to actions that you can do and different ways to set up your funnel. But right now, there are 3 main ones that are working really well that I mean, to the point that where I don't really recommend you run anything else except for these 3 types of ads on Instagram. Okay, and as I said, this is going to be the framework for the ad. If you script an ad out like this, that is, I mean, good. That is like what I recommend you do. But the only thing that will vary is the actual CTA. And the CTA is what I will break down right here, because this is what will vary from ad to ad. Okay, cool. So, as I said, there are multiple different ads, but the goal with each one is exactly the same. Okay, the only thing that differs is the call to action and the conversion mechanism. But each one will be getting leads down into conversion mechanisms and into content while offering value upfront. Okay, that's why we're giving something away for free. And that is also why we had multiple conversion mechanisms, because we're going to be running multiple different types of ads. Okay, which means that the script, it can actually stay identical from ad type to ad type. The only thing that will change is the call to action itself, as I mentioned, right? And that will be based on which conversion mechanism we want to guide the prospect to. Okay, and there are 3 ad types that are working well right now that all initiate different conversion mechanisms. Okay, I'm going to break each one of these down and show you what sort of call to action to use. These 3 types are DM ads, they're audience building ads, and they're direct info capture ads. Okay, these are the 3 that I recommend you run. I don't really recommend you run anything else right now. If you set these up right, using the value-based approach, not selling straight away, not, going out with, so sign 10 clients guaranteed, or lose 50 pounds guaranteed, or whatever the hell your crazy ass offer is that nobody believes in anymore. If you actually use the value-based approach and you run one of these 3 ads, you're set. Okay, so let's break them down real quick and show you how you can use them. All right, now in this video, I'm not going to go super deep into the philosophy behind these ads and the funnels, because as I said, I'm making a separate video about Instagram ads. But basically what this will be is it will be sort of like a cheat sheet, okay, that you can use to basically copy and paste it into that ad scripting framework that I mentioned, that I went over above. You can just take these call to actions and this cheat sheet, the info I give you, and just paste it into that. Okay, completely plug and play. So let's break them down. Okay, first is DM ads. All right, now I'm not going to break down how to actually run them, as I said, because I have a separate masterclass about this, and this video would be like 10 hours long if I broke down how to actually set this up. But you can find out on YouTube that, I mean, it's not that hard to actually run them. Okay, Meta does a lot of the work for you with their AI, in their Meta Business Suite, and in if you're boosting from the Instagram app, same thing. Okay, but what this actually is this is going to show you the right strategy to make sure that the funnel and the actual marketing is set up well. Okay, cool. So the purpose is to get a DM from your prospect. Obviously, they're going to be DMing you to get that asset. The conversion mechanism or mechanisms used is inbound DMs, because they're going to be DMing you, so it's inbound, plus the content on your page. The CTA is going to be something like, I just made a free training or free whatever, or free PDF or whatever the hell you're, positioning as your lead magnet, going over exactly how we did it, because you're talking about client results before. If you want to DM me the word whatever, and I'll send it to you for free. That's the call to action. Okay, for audience building ads, aka follower ads or subscriber ads if you're on YouTube, but this is Instagram, so we're going to stick to follower ads. The purpose is to get a follower or somebody, to start to become a part of your audience. Basically, that's why it's audience building ads. The conversion mechanism or mechanisms here is outbound DMs, because these people are just following you. You're sending out the DM, so it's still outbound, so it's way colder than inbound. It's going to be content. okay, still content on your page because these people are going to be checking out your page. And then plus it's going to be getting other conversion mechanisms involved. The play with these sort of ads is to get the prospect through as many conversion mechanisms as possible, to be honest, because we don't really have a direct way of contacting them that is going to be super reliable for getting them on calls. Because outbound DMs, your response rate on this won't be that great, to be completely honest, okay? Because, I mean, it's outbound, okay? It's still outbound. Although these people followed you, they followed you from an ad. A lot of these people know that they're going to be set and sold after they follow you and after you start DMing them, so a lot of them don't reply. So for this one, the play is trying to get as many other conversion mechanisms involved as possible, okay? So this is where your links in bio come in that we talked about before, your pinned posts come in to get inbound DMs from them. That's where that comes in, okay? And the call to action here is if you want to learn exactly how we're getting some sort of dream outcome that your clients are getting, drop me a follow where I share daily insights into exactly how we do that, okay? And optionally, you can also add a YouTube CTA. So if the way that this optional CTA would look like would be something like, if you want to learn exactly how we're getting that dream outcome, then drop me a follow here on Instagram and check out my YouTube with link in my bio for in-depth content and free assets that will help you do that, okay? So there's two ways that you can do this. If your YouTube is built out, you're posting regularly, it looks good, I recommend attaching this on. If your YouTube isn't built out, it's not that good, you just have a few sort of mid videos up there, I just recommend sticking to the Instagram itself. Okay, cool. So that's audience building ads. And then lastly, direct info capture ads. The purpose is to get a link click, which hopefully leads to a community join. For direct info capture, I definitely recommend having a community, because if you just have their email and phone number, a lot of these leads are just kind of ass, and having them in a community is that extra touch point. Plus it increases the quality of the leads significantly, since you can actually filter out the shitty leads that just opted in from the leads that are actually interested because they joined the community. So the purpose is to get a link click, which then hopefully leads into a community join. And the conversion mechanism used is a private community. And the call to action is, I just made a free video or free PDF, again, whatever, going over exactly how we did it or exactly how we got a certain result for a client. If you want it for free, click the link below and it's yours. Okay, and then they click the link, they fill out a lead form, which is why it's instant capture, and then they get taken to your group. Okay, cool. So that's that. That's the 3 ad examples. Just attach one of these CTAs onto your ad and it's going to absolutely crush. For ad examples, I hope that cleared up which ad type you may want to run in script and how to actually convert these leads into calls and clients, as I said, right? Because we covered conversion mechanisms earlier, so you should know how to convert. This was just how to get the traffic, since that's what was left. But if you're still not sure which ad to run, this video should clear that up, because it runs over which sort of sales funnel I actually recommend you run based on where you currently are, more in depth, so that you can decide if you want to do direct info capture, audience building, or DM ads. So go and check that out. But if you're still a little confused in terms of the scripting, as I said, and you want to see some ad examples, then you can DM me the word ads on Instagram and I'll send you some of the ads that we're running for our clients that are absolutely crushing. Okay, and getting the results that I showed you at the start of this video. Okay, cool. So basically, as I said, I mean, that is the system. And yeah, that is it for this video. If you want us to build out your entire system for you, your entire acquisition, your entire marketing, and then automate it to scale past 30K per month, like our clients, then you can click the first link in the description of this video and you can book a call. We'll see if it would make sense for us to work together. If not, no worries, keep enjoying the content. This is, once again, the framework, the system. This is what we've built out today. Make sure you take action, because I spent a lot of time on this video and that wasn't for you not to take action on this. So take action, build this out, and get some crazy results, and then let me know. All right, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.